When I was a kid, I used to think that the straight clouds in the sky were cuts left behind by skyscrapers. And I thought this for 3 reasons. One, I know nature doesn't make long straight lines like that. 2, they're called skyscrapers, so you'd figure they'd be able to scrape something. And 3, I knew the Earth rotated, so I assumed that certain parts dipped lower than others, low enough to be scratched by our buildings, and then the Earth would keep turning, and those scratches would show up above my house where I'd be able to see them. And I figured out I was wrong when I saw a jet leaving a trail behind, and it stayed there in the sky, and over a few minutes it faded and faded and got fuzzier and fuzzier and looked more and more like a normal cloud. I was very young when I thought this, but growing up didn't mean I stopped believing silly things like this. They had a cat named Maisy, and she was my best friend, and she got eaten by the dog. And I remember I thought she was still alive, and that I could see her again. And I also thought this for 3 reasons. 1, I knew where she was buried, out in the backyard, under a statue of Venus. 2, I could hear her, and I could see her still. In the squeaking of the swing set, I heard her little meows, and in the shadows of my window I saw her waiting to be let in, but every time I went to open the window she wouldn't be there. And every time I saw shadows move onto her door, I would open the door and she wouldn't be in there, but I knew she was still around because 3, I would dream. I would have these dreams, and in the dreams, I would wake up and I'd realize, oh, she isn't dead. I just left her in another room, or she had been stuck in the basement, or she had been outside and I finally let her in, and all that missing her was for nothing because she was back. And then I'd wake up and realize that she wasn't back, but I mean, I could get her back. I knew where she was. And so I went out in the dark to the statue of Venus, and I tried to get my Maisy back. And it comes as no surprise to you that I did not get my Maisy back. But it certainly surprised me. There was no fluffy kitty underneath that grave. I miss you, Maisy.